Last night, on the official Codevein Twitter, an image was posted for the Mask of Idris DLC for Codevein 2. This image features Liv, a new partner, and this dark, edgier version of Lou. There isn't a ton to go off of from this information drop, but the website does give us a couple of tidbits regarding the upcoming DLC. In it, we will be transported to a new, according to the website, history-altering storyline where multiple timelines and worlds collide, which is interesting. These worlds have basically been destroyed, and they are now vanishing as a result of temporal distortions. And at the heart of the story is the Forsaken World, a mysterious realm shaped by lingering emotions and passions of lost worlds. Whatever that means. But I assume the reason we are coming here is because at the core of this world is a mass swirling convergence of emotions, quote from the website, that is pulling across fragments from space and time. And this convergence is not contained and is now potentially spilling into the real world, so probably our timeline. This is likely tied to Valentin's quest. If you remember, or if you did it, a lot of it has to do with these timelines that weren't able to be saved, and Valentin gives little tidbits here and there about that when you do the quest. The website also mentions new allies, the first of which is Liv Voda. She's a formal guardian of the temporal rift, but had abandoned her duties, and she returns to them now with a strong-willed, combative personality. And when she gets emotionally charged, or her emotions surge, I guess her appearance changes, which reflects her more volatile nature. But if Voda sounds familiar to you, according to the Japanese website, she is the half-sister of Valentin Voda. From the description on the Japanese website, because the English one doesn't really say, it seems like she is either from our timeline or is just not part of the Forsaken Worlds timeline. And then you have this darker, edgier, evil version of Lou Magmel. Whatever it might be. She's not really evil, she's just differently designed. And she's determined to stop the expansion of it, but her true intentions and her connection to the Forsaken World is still a mystery. They don't want to give it away. More interestingly, it says on the English website that her presence adds emotional depth to the journey, blurring the line between ally and enigma. So I assume she is going to seem potentially like the antagonist or a potential villain. You just won't be able to really tell what her motivations are, maybe. This game is not always incredibly subtle about its storytelling. My guess is that they are essentially going to give you a new section of the open world to explore, or a new timeline to explore entirely. But it seems like they want this map to be shown to be shaped by the collapse of multiple worlds. So we might get a convergence of different timelines in this one map, which could be interesting. And of course, there are play conditions for this DLC. This is pretty much a post-game DLC. It requires you to reach the second ending of the game, as well as advance Valentin's quest so that you complete the exchange opinions with Valentin on the Magmel Island book, which is the first of his requests. Alongside the DLC, they want to introduce another update, obviously, because you have to update the game, but it will introduce additional content, including new ways to explore the post-game world alongside companions. I'm interested in that because I don't know whether it means the post-game world of the final ending, or if it just means the post-game world of the second ending. There are two very different things in this case. But The Mask of Idris is a story where multiple timelines and collapsing worlds are brought together. And I honestly think that this is a little bit more of what I wanted from the base game. I think the base game introduces a lot of potentially interesting concepts with you jumping between timelines, but these timelines never really converge. You're actually just on one timeline, constantly changing it. Instead, in this one, they are using these timelines that they probably introduced in Valentin's quest so that you get to see different worlds and how they fell. Or maybe at least get to see parts of those worlds. And hey, if we're jumping timelines and dimensions, maybe we could see some of our Code Vein 1 friends? I don't think that's actually gonna happen. I think they're gonna keep it separate, but it would be nice, right? Anyways, I don't have a lot of theories about this. One of them is that this does take place at the end of Code Vein 2, very obviously. And I find it interesting that they specifically want you to do the Magnell Island book quest. I don't think that that necessarily means that this DLC is only going to be about that one timeline, because in the descriptions here, timelines is plural. So it sounds like there are going to be multiple converging timelines. But the timeline from the Magnell Island book was about a world that advanced technology so much and couldn't use that technology truly to stop the collapse. And that's a bit on the nose, right? Either way, it's entirely possible that this is not actually the timeline being used here, and the Valentin quest is just, they just want you to complete the first one so that you get a general idea of Idris and what, I can't remember if it was a guy or a girl, what he was trying to do, so that you understand and that you can see these other timelines and you get that, you can make that connection. But it's interesting they don't want you to do the whole quest line, despite the fact that they want you to reach the second ending of the game. But I guess it's to ease up on the requirements a little bit. It is very possible that the timeline we go to is not one mentioned in the original game. Either way, it's not a lot to go off of, but I imagine this DLC is not too far off from being released. I'm pretty sure it says that it should be released by the anniversary of the game's release. Next few months, very likely, I would say. I just hope it doesn't line up with everything else that I have to deal with, because September is insane and going to be very difficult to get through as far as games go. Anyways, that's all we really got for right now, so thanks for watching. If you want to see more Code Vein content in the future, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. You can also leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of this upcoming DLC. Is it potentially something you're interested in? Did Code Vein 2 really sour you on the Code Vein experience and you're not super interested? Or does this actually bring your interest back? Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Oh, it's getting good. The sword comes and reveals his strength. It's over. Shine has won! The Astrophism!